Hello, my beautiful and wonderful movie peeps, and thank you for checking up on the 3C live stream where I saw glasses on my desk, I put them on, and I'm a different kind of man. And you know what a different kind of man doesn't do? He doesn't put up with bullying. He don't care how many people hated the soundboard. It's here to stay, and you're gonna like it. Oh! Oh, hello, my beautiful and wonderful movie peeps, and thank you for stopping by here on the 3C live stream where, all right, I get it. I went overboard with the soundboard 2 weeks ago. Apologies for not streaming last week. It was Thanksgiving weekend. Had my mom over. She was coming from out of town. Had her in the spare bedroom. I felt bad to be like, Mom, be by yourself. I got to talk to a couple of gooners. I forgot where every sound is, so now you're going to see me analyzing this board pretty hard. But that's why I did it. But I'm here. I'm back. Everything is running business as usual. And yes, Papa's going to chill. Papa's not going to go crazy with it. It was a brand new toy for me last time. I just liked hitting every button. 3 streams from now, I'll completely forget it's there and be like, oh, dang, what does this do? But please also let me know if the sound is way too high on these, because I did manage to fix that. I was destroying eardrums last stream, and I don't want to do that. I want to annoy you, but I still want you to have your health, right? So that's something I want to have happen here. So, all right. My brother missed my funeral for this. This is your brother. Because he's dead. Did I read that right? Oh, missed your funeral. You're dead. Why are you typing? Insanity. Okay, good stuff here. Let's just go off what we're going to discuss here today before more people click off. All right, couple of things we got to talk about here today. You guys know there was a Megan spin-off movie in the works called Soulmate. Oh, we are being told the movie is awful, and Blumhouse is trying to get rid of it. We got Markiplier, finally. We got a release date for his Iron Lung movie, whether you'll be able to check it out. Is this a good sign? Is this a bad sign? We're going to dive into that here. We got a rumored trailer description for Supergirl with the trailer set to come out next week. We'll see if that's true or not. We also got the people at CCXP who are at the Brazilian Comic-Con, and they've got tons of looks at the Supergirl costumes, some set stuff. Very Guardians of the Galaxy-ish, but we're going to look at all that. Avengers Doomsday. We just got a pretty shocking update right before I went live where it really tells us how close in relation Doomsday and Endgame is, and every movie in between. Did it matter? Did it? Don't seem like it, Feige man. Netflix, a little update involved with them buying Warner Brothers, and one of their ultimate goals that is pretty scary and really lets us know the death of cinema is coming, regardless about this Netflix and Warner Brothers thing. And ended off talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 reviews because critics are hating this thing, couple fans even, but a lot of them are having fun. We'll look at some negative reviews and whether this poor reception that the movie is getting is going to affect the release of Five Nights at Freddy's 3. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff right there. All right, so let me see what the chat is into right here before we get into it. I saw you on an... Oh, dude, really? Tag me in that, please. I would love to be seen on I Show Meets stream. What did I just pop up like on a thumbnail when he was on the YouTube page for a second? I'll take it. I'll take that cameo in there. Yeah, Speed and 3C were technically in the same universe. It's a connected cinematic universe going on. Very complex stuff. I show you. How does it feel to be better than Ted Sarandos? Am I better? Only slightly. You only know me on my online persona, Jonathan. I could be smacking puppies on my free time. That might be my hobby. It used to be watching movies, but now that's my job. Gotta get my kicks out somehow, and good smack on a puppy. It gets me happy. All right. All right, let's just go on and talk about the first topic here. So, moving on. Oh, I don't even have the Google popped up. That's how unprepared your boy is. So, let's get that going. Right here. All right. So, the first topic we have here, Soulmate. So, if you guys didn't know, there was a movie coming out through Blumhouse, James Wan. I don't think it was originally supposed to be a Blumhouse or like within the Megan universe, but since it was going to be about a robot, kind of a, a little sex doll, little I'll have one. What kind of models you got going? Okay, I'll have to. Did you know I've actually Jonathan too, if you're still here in the chat, he can vouch for it because he got the same email. Content creator here, good movie reviewer if you don't know. But uh, him and we both have gotten emails. I guess it was a thing going around where there was a real company trying to get sponsors or get people to do YouTube ads for an actual pleasure doll. And I said, no, my audience is pretty young. I don't think they could afford it. I know they want it, but I don't think they can afford it, sir. Me, on the other hand, so I just thought that was the craziest email, but then I lived to regret it. You know why I lived to regret it? Because then a month later, the movie Companion came out. You guys know the movie Companion with Jack Quaid and what was her name? Sophia Thatcher. And I was like, dude, imagine if I locked down that deal. What a perfect synergy of a video that could have been. This movie's crazy. But if you want to live the craziness, right here we got you. It's got motors, it's got vibrators, free lubricant for a year. Use code 3C Films and get 20% off the Agnes doll. Let me tell you, just because she has an old name, don't mean she don't know new tricks. It was wild. I still have that email. I gotta hit them up to see if they even got anybody. Or and you guys let me know if any YouTubers ended up doing that deal because it looked like they went out to a lot of them. All this to say, okay, whatever. We had a Soulmate movie produced by James Wan, gonna be through Blumhouse, and it was gonna be an R-rated killer doll movie again about a pleasure doll within the Megan universe. It was all gonna be connected somehow, and now we are being told movie is so bad, Blumhouse is trying to get rid of it here. So let me see if I can pull up the actual tweets I was seeing because a lot of people, a lot of industry insiders saying here. So according to reports who saw Soulmate, the movie is terrible. Soulmate is dead. Here we go. This is the person I saw. Okay, heard today that Universal Picks is sending Soulmate to streaming. If that happens, not exactly a surprise, given it is a month from release. It comes out next month. I didn't even know that. And no poster or trailer or any piece of marketing has been put out on the Blumhouse production. The Megan universe seems to be dead on arrival. Now, again, it could just be the aftermath of, is this like the first image of the actual movie? Is that what it actually looks like? I see this image going around. That'd be crazy if that's the first image. But I'm like, this is just the repercussions also of Megan 2.0 not really bumping up this franchise, not really doing any favors. Like, I found it to be fun just on an entertainment level, but it seemed to be a big mistake. And even after the movie came out, Jason Blum was like, yeah, we took a swing and we lost, and now the franchise might be dead. But although he did mention in an interview even later after that, he'll find a way to bring back Megan. So if she does come back, it'll go probably back to her horror roots. But yeah, who was surprised that a movie about a killer sexy doll was bad? We've had enough of those already, whether it's Companion, the Megan Fox movie that was on Netflix, now this, it's like, yeah, let's do something else. Let's have more, inventive, creative ideas with the killer dolls. I mean, I didn't look at Chucky and wanted to do it, but then Tiffany showed up in the picture, and I said, "How much for one?" I'm just asking. I got a niece, man, but I'll have it. I'll have it. So yeah, that's kind of sucks to hear. But maybe it's trashy fun, maybe not. It does really seem like the movie is not releasing next month. When is the release date for it? Soulmate. I see. I didn't even know it was actually next month. Current release date is Oh, it's not even next month. Literally, you're weeks away, and there's been no marketing whatsoever. Ooh, yeah, this movie's. You're gonna find out it's a to be original in like 2 weeks. That's what's gonna happen with Soulmate, man. So, yeah, not a good sign for that film. Kind of sucks for them, but oh well. Anybody disappointed? Anybody surprised? You let me know what you thought about Soulmate. I was just excited to see a killer doll movie within the world of Megan. And if that was fun, then we could see Megan go after that doll or have a little versus. I don't know, but yeah, it seems like they've already run this small little universe to the ground. You guys let me know on that. All right, Markiplier. That's the only Markiplier meme I ever know, and that one's like already a decade old. All right, so we know Markiplier is currently working on his Iron Lung movie, but it's been pretty silent. We had a pretty badass trailer when that came out, a guy just coming out of a pool of blood, a bunch of a red storm. It's based off an independent video game. I like the idea of it where it looks like they take prisoners and they throw them on this like red sea planet, and within it there's like this giant fish coming after them. It was like, you know what? For a small starter up kind of idea, this is probably perfect for Markiplier, but man, it was like no updates ever. We were not hearing about when it was getting released, any other trailers, what's going on. And now we kind of got our answer to that. So the movie is going to come out finally next month in January, also. But unlike the story we were just talking about with Soulmate, and that one being for reasons because the movie is awful and terrible. By the way, this is also the first poster. They have it here, like the little creature that's in the sea in their jaws. That's actually kind of cool. It doesn't look like this one is being dumped for reasons that it's bad, but more just because it's an independent film that's being mostly funded through Markiplier. It's kind of hard for him just to find people to prop it up and get it out there. So let me actually read more into the details here about what we have. So it says here, Markiplier also is self-distributing this film, working directly with independent theaters across the country. For the opening weekend, January 30th to February 1st. He's aiming for Iron Lung to be in 50 to 100 independent theaters. Tickets will go on sale Friday. That's today. Is that today? Coinciding with the film's LA premiere at Alamo Drafthouse Cinemas. At this point, Markiplier has not finalized plans for when or where Iron Lung will become available streaming. Getting the film through post-production and into a theatrical window has taken him nearly 3 years since announced in April 2023. It's kind of surprising, man. So, okay, I'm not trying to hate on Markiplier or anything like that, but the only red flag I see is you gotta think he's shown it to some distributors, whether it's a Sony, it's a Universal, it's a Warner Brothers, it's a Netflix, and then from there they should be like, okay, well, yeah, this is awesome. This is a good movie. We can back you up with this. We'll put it in 1,000 theaters or something like that. That way more people can see it. I don't know if maybe that just didn't happen or it became too much because even later in the article, I just didn't want to go in and bore you too much with just reading an article. I mean, it says here Markiplier was doing everything. He was doing he was writing, directing, acting, editing the movie, and now he's trying to release it all himself, and it'll only be in about 100 theaters independently throughout the US. So some people are going to have a hard time finding this movie, hopefully, because I'm in Dallas. It's one of the bigger markets. Hopefully, I'll be able to get one. Definitely, if you're in New York and LA, you'll probably find a screening. But if you're in Wutangi, Wyoming, well, I hope you like pickleball because that's the only fun you're going to have in town, right? So it is making me interested, and it's also making me wonder if the bubble is unfortunately popping on some of the YouTubers. We got to bring up also The Elephant in the Room with Chris Stuckman's Shelby Oaks, a movie that I found to be an achievement for her Chris Stuckman and an inspiration for movie reviewers like myself, but it was not well liked. It's honestly both audiences and critics were 50-50 on the movie. And I can understand why. I think there's potential there, and I think Chris Stuckman had a lot of limitations with the budget, but even then, like I mentioned in my review, I was not a fan of the finale of the movie. I did find some things cliche. I was hoping for better. We started off so strong with the Rocka Brothers and Talk to Me, and we still have other YouTubers who are going. There's this new one coming out that I'm so excited about. That the trailer came out. I just didn't find enough to like in the trailer to talk about, but that's kind of a good thing because it's not giving away a lot. There's this movie with Blumhouse and Focus Features called Obsessed. These are by YouTubers. The trailer, I think, is really great because it's only setting up the premise of the movie, which is a guy makes a wish that his best friend falls in love with them, and that wish comes true. And you know what they say, careful what you wish for. And so I'm excited and I heard good things about it. I didn't get a chance to watch it at Fantastic Fest, but people really liked it. But this is an example of like a movie of like, hey, it was good. It premiered. People loved it. So then a studio said, yeah, we'll put it in theaters and we'll throw it out there. Focus and Blumhouse are backing it up. But, you know, other things like this with the Markiplier, the Shelby Oaks, is the bubble popping? Is it a situation that just not everybody's going to have, you know, the big boom you hope for? I'm honestly still excited to see it. I'm glad it's coming out sooner rather than later because I was like almost forgetting this movie was a thing. I was like, yo, when we getting that Iron Lung movie? I'm going to have an Iron Lung before we get to it, right? So that's where I toss it off to you guys. Not just are you excited for the Markiplier movie, the fact that it's only coming limitedly through like 100 theaters, so a lot of you might not be able to watch it. Do you think the bubble is popping on YouTubers turned filmmakers? Will some of them still get through while others will be like, nah, that's kind of moved on? I mean, by the time I get there, I could just, AI is going to take over. AI is going to make 3C twerk and give him a red shirt. No need to oil him up this time. That's for the sequel. Because you got to have them given, you know, something to get them to come back. Talking out of my butt here, but you guys let me know. You guys let me know on all that. Let's see here. Moving on to Supergirl. So, Supergirl is quickly approaching. It seems from the rumblings I'm hearing online, people are saying the trailer's coming out next week. And with that, there's been a description that's already out there that we will be getting into, but I also just want to get into the Brazilian Comic-Con that's currently going on right now, because there's been a lot of things showing off what that world is going to look like. And it's very Guardians of the Galaxy-esque, believe it or not. So here's the Supergirl costume that's there at the Comic-Con. That, guys. Already slightly different than what it looked like in Superman. Mainly the belt part. The belt part was different in the Superman movie. Not a huge deal or anything like that, but still pretty cool on that. Then they had an exhibition where you can kind of walk through. See here. Here's someone who kind of like did a 3D scope. Not really great for vertical content, but we'll put up with it. And they're looking through it. And here's where you got to see like a lot of alien life and even some alien creatures. And I mean, don't tell me it doesn't remind you of Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's see. Well, let me go into here. Got some stuff in the background. See, you have like little alien signs. And at one point there was even an alien creature. I'm trying to look into that. Sorry about that. Let me get to here. So cool, man. I wish I could go to Brazil and get me into that Comic-Con. I bet you that flight's long. Here we go, finally. So here we have, because the movie's mainly going to be taken up in space. It's a space adventure. It's so funny that James Gunn isn't directing this one and is just more the head of the studio producing it, because this has Guardians of the Galaxy vibe all over it. Like this little machine here, where it looks like it's supposed to be this weird creature that serves you up juice. Tell me you wouldn't see that in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. That feels something that, like, Groot would be drinking while Star-Lord's over there trying to bang Gamora. Hey, Gamora, how about you give me some Mora? Too much delay in between the joke and the soundboard, Chris. Come on, pick it up, pick it up. All this, that's looking cool. But now let's get into the actual Supergirl trailer description that we have here, because it was pissing off some people. And when I say some people, you know who I'm talking about. Okay, so here we go. It says, several DC-focused accounts have begun sharing what they say is a breakdown of the teaser, and one of the most talked about descriptions comes from Universo DC Nota. This has previously posted accurate early details about Superman. The account shared the following. It's more a fun teaser focused on action, with Blondie on the soundtrack. The teaser starts with Crypto taking a leak and hung over Supergirl. No words yet on which Blondie track is featured, but one way or another feels like a safe guess. I saw some people saying it could have been Call Me, which I don't know. I feel like that could fit. If you guys remember, I'm gonna put the Tiffany version because that one's the one that like awoke me.
1,000.
Okay, so
Bro, 12-year-old me was like, oh, hubba, hubba. I'm thinking that's maybe one, Call Me. That could be it. But one way or another might be it too. One way or another. I don't think it has Tiffany though. One way.
I'll meet ya.
That actually might fit. You're right. That's probably safe. That could be a safe guess. I could see either or. Again, that feels James Gunn-esque with the song and the music and the score of that. Another account, Beyond Reporter, offered a longer description that expands on the moment with Crypto and Kara. The teaser opens with a surprisingly grounded and comedic beat. We see Crypto the Superdog casually lifting his leg to pee on a space rock. The camera pans to Kara, who is waking up looking disheveled, groggy, and clearly nursing a massive hangover. As she tries to gather herself, the iconic sound of Blondie kicks in, shifting the energy instantly. The trailer explodes into a fast-paced montage of stylized action. We see Kara blasting through cosmic environments, delivering brutal punches to alien threats, and flying with aggressive speed. The vibe is distinct from Superman. It's grittier, louder, colorful, focusing on Supergirl, who is ready to fight. That don't sound like a bad trailer to me, if I'm being honest with you. That seems good. The main thing people were getting pissed off about was the idea that the trailer opens up with Crypto peeing on a rock. The dog was acting like a dog. Okay, I get it. I understand there's this juvenile humor that James Gunn has attached to the DC right now, but honestly, I don't mind that. Seeing Crypto act like a dog is perfectly fine. Now, if he's peeing every 5 seconds or taking a massive dookie in between movies, well, then yeah, I'm going to have my complaining. People are still not on board with Supergirl being this drunk party girl, but I think it's just, again, because they're not realizing the story of Kara and everything that she's having to have gone through and why she's like that, which the movie will explore and explain. She literally saw everyone she knows and loves die at the age of 12. Let's have you go through that right now. Pick up a gun or a knife in the kitchen. Mama has it in the second drawer. Murder everyone in your house, only if you're 12. And then in about 15 years, let's talk. Let's see if you're Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky. As a disclaimer, I am joking, and please do not do that. Get out of the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen, kid. Statistically, one of you was about to do it just to be funny. I would have laughed after a lawyer came into my house. Don't say that. Don't say, Walter White, stop, Chris. No. Too late, wild. Pushing 40. Yeah, pushing 40 and asking a kid to commit murder. That sounds pretty adult. Don't you think, Matthew? What, am I reviewing an action figure here, Matthew? Am I talking about the Funko Pop to my left, Matthew? No, I'm asking you to murder. Sounds pretty 40-ish appropriate to me. Jeez. Sometimes, guys, sometimes. Someone just said, irresponsible, Chris. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. First you get onto my soundboard. Now you don't let me suggest murder. Oh, can't do anything. Okay. Now the joke has gone too far. Now it's not even funny anymore. Way to go, guys. So it sounds cool. Like I said, the Blondie part seems fine. I'm curious more of the vibe. I think, again, looking at all that stuff, we're going to have a lot of people saying, oh, this is Guardians of the Galaxy. Are we sure James Gunn didn't direct this? But I'm sure it'll be fine. To me, it's the more refreshing idea, right? Because James Gunn has been the main one giving us the main DCU projects, whether Peacemaker Season 2, Creature Commando, Superman. It's about time we get a little bit of a different feel. It's just kind of funny, this little bit of a different feel is going to be feeling like old James Gunn and what he does. I'm still into it. I'm still excited. I wonder what else. Trailer sounds like it'll just be like a minute long thing and nothing more. But hey, it could be fun. I throw it off to you guys. How are you feeling? about this possible description for Supergirl. Does it make you mad having Crypto P, seeing Supergirl all hungover? Again, I know in the context and what they're going for in this movie, I'm okay with it. If Supergirl is just the drunk party girl all throughout the DCU, yeah, I'm gonna be annoyed with you too. But it seems like this movie is gonna be the exploration and her recovering from that. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see about that. All right. Let's go into the next topic here. Avengers Doomsday. Woo! Dun, dun. I need to add the Avengers theme to the soundboard. Dun, 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 dun. It is now T minus a couple of days, guys. There's gonna be one morning between now until Christmas where I get arrested for the previous joke, and we get the Avengers Doomsday trailer. Might happen on the same day. We'll find out here. But instead, what we're getting here while we wait for the Avengers Doomsday trailer is we got an update from Daniel RPK that actually kind of opened my eyes a little bit to like what they're going for. And I was like, oh, that's I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So we got announced today that Avengers Endgame will be re-released in theaters September 25th, 2026. This will lead into Avengers Doomsday releasing December 18th, 2026. And then he responded saying, "Makes sense. Avengers Doomsday acts like a direct sequel to Endgame." Intriguing, fascinating. Okay, couple of thoughts on that. It'll be about, well, close to 10 years. What is it actually like? So 2019, movie comes out 2026. So, okay, maybe not exactly at 10 years, but it has been a long stretch from Endgame and Doomsday. And a lot of projects came out. Disney Plus ones, movie ones, a lot of characters were introduced. So many characters. And the biggest complaint I had with all those phases and everything, it we really had no setup. We really had no build up to Doctor Doom and everything that was happening. Some of that is because Marvel decided to switch gears like not even halfway through, 70% through into their plan and go, "You know what? Doctor Doom." And so it looks like now, because this movie has no buildup, has no real starting up to get you there. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four," two post-credit scenes in movies that are right about to be in Avengers Doomsday is not buildup. That's last minute. We got to do something to let them know it's coming. That's not real buildup. So instead of having everything that's happened before with like Shang-Chi or Ant-Man Quantumania or things like that, it's just, let's put that to the side and let's just focus on what happened on Endgame and have that be our starting repercussions for Doomsday. Okay. I actually don't think that's a bad idea. I was criticizing it and all that. I do still hate how there is no buildup, but that is probably the best way to do it. And now, more than ever, it feels like this will be well, at least apart from Infinity War and Endgame, it seems like that's the route they're going with things that happen in Endgame will actually be the reasoning for things that we're seeing in Doomsday. I guess it just took a lot of time. To me, that lets me know Tony's death. I'm saying anchor being. I've been saying it for a while. I don't know how else he isn't the anchor being when Doom literally looks like Tony Stark himself. He died in Endgame, and now because of that, our world is slowly dying, so on and so forth. A lot of also the repercussions. I mean, that movie ended with Sam Wilson being handed the shield and told to be in charge. By the time we get to Doomsday, well, that's come to fruition. Right? So it's like, again, that repercussions coming forward. I know we had the Falcon Winter Soldier and even Brave New World, but unfortunately, those movies didn't do much to move the needle. But hey, we're moving forward on that. We have the other Avengers. We have the Wakandans. I don't think that's all that bad. I just think it's like, dang it, it just really shows you how sloppily they've put together and led up to this event. That first trailer, dude, it's got to really blow it out of the water, get people talking, because the rumors, again, it's only gonna be like a 1 minute thing, very Doctor Doom focused, and maybe flashes of other characters and heroes. I'm thinking they got to show off the X-Men. Basically, anyone that was shown off during Chair Day, they got to make like a second cameo in this trailer. What would really piss me off, and oh man, be ready for it just in case. If it's one of those tribute remember trailers where like half the trailer is old footage. Marvel has done this before where like the trailer will begin with like Captain America First Avenger, then the Avenger movie, then Age of Ultron, Infinity War, Endgame, and then this 1 minute trailer ended up just being 20 seconds of actual footage of the new movie. That would piss me off. But hey, if they also want to come across to the audience that this movie is a sequel to Endgame, and you don't really have to like watch the 300 shows and movies we put out after that, that might end up happening in the trailer. That they might end up doing like we were done, we were finished, but a new force has arrived, Doom, and then play some of that Doom music. I haven't listened to it, so I'm assuming that's what it sounds like. So I'm okay with it. It just again goes back to the like, dang, I imagine how the hype would be if this was built up towards, if they had this plan from the beginning, instead of just making it, let's maximize the amount of characters we can introduce and figure it out later, right? So we'll see. Other than that, there was also, I think, like the Avengers, let's see, teams. I saw a lot of people talking about this because it looks like, let's see here. Because it looks like they had a little showcase, a Disney event where they were showing off stuff, and then within there, they decided to group up the characters on screen, and here is the teams that they have. So we have the Avengers, Captain America, Falcon, Shang-Chi, Ant-Man, Thor, Loki, which is pretty interesting that Loki is part of the Avenger team. I honestly would have thought he would have ended up like, I don't know, with like the Fantastic Four or the Thunderbolts, just somebody that's going to be connected to the TVA. I didn't think that would be the main course Avengers, but also with Thor being in there, you do want him paired up with his brother, right? So I guess that makes sense. Then, of course, you have the Thunderbolts, which are technically the new Avengers that they've just been set up. Shuri, M'Baku, and Namor. That's just an interesting pairing on its own because Namor literally killed Shuri's mom. And now it's like, yo, mama killer, bring them flying feet over here. We's got to help each other. That's going to be, I just can't wait to see Namor in action again. Fantastic Four, Invisible. Okay. I was hoping the Fantastic Four would have like an odd member thrown in there with them. Hey, like a Spider-Man. Oh, dude, can you imagine Toby with them? Oh, yeah. No mention of Toby here. So we don't even know where he fits into this. Professor X, Magneto, the X-Men, the characters that were introduced. If we're still believing it, I'm going off the guess that maybe Toby's in the X-Men universe. You know, and sometimes Spider-Man just tags along with the X-Men, does sometimes an adventure. Sometimes even in the comics, Spider-Man is classified as a mutant, and that the spider that bit him unlocked his mutant gene. Yeah, they do stuff like that. I don't know if they do that here, but hey, it's all coming together. I just, I can't wait to be like Hulk here watching the Doomsday trailer going, but you seeing this? This thing cracking, it's good, man. It better be good, dude. That's it's gonna be a lot going on. He's a mutate. Oh, okay. Whoa, now, buddy. All right, don't. One. All right, let's get something straight here, buddy. The Sage Dynasty one. That tone. Let's watch it. Okay, that's one. Two. You understood what I meant. Mutate. Oh, I didn't know mutants had pronouns. Not gonna take that joke any further because I've canceled myself enough on this stream. But is that actually what you call it? Okay, a mutate. Oh no, was that really loud? Okay, my bad, guys. Here, let me lower that one. Someone just said, "My ears, my ears." I'm so sorry. All right, here we're gonna test that one again. I just lowered it. Is that better? It's a boom, you know. It's not it's. I could do them 5 times. Boom, boom. All right, that's probably better. I'm going deaf. All right. Someone said louder. This guy just wants chaos here. I'm trying to find. Okay, better. Okay, everybody's saying better. Okay, thank you. All right, moving on now. Let's get it going. You guys let me know what you think about that. I'm interested. I probably the right move. Just as like, dang, it makes you look at the past phase like, what were we doing then? What were we doing? All right. Netflix. Oh, dude. So Netflix is all the talk of the town right now with them having just won the bid to buy Warner Brothers, getting that process started. I mean, everywhere you look, there's tiny little updates. I mean, so we're just gonna go through a couple of them that I didn't mention in my video. Again, reminder, guys, if you haven't seen it, I did do a video breaking down the basics about it, like what would happen in theaters, what they're promising, the window releases, the DCU, the Snyderverse, all that stuff. Bare basics in here, but there's been other stuff because like every hour there's new updates coming out. For one, a lot of people in Hollywood, which is right now I'm looking at the Writers Guild of America, who is the union for the writers in Hollywood. They're all like, block this. Don't let this happen. Also, Zaslav, you ugly. I didn't know why they said that. I was like, damn, it's kind of harsh, man. Leave him alone. The world's largest streaming company swallowing one of its biggest competitors is what antitrust laws were designed to prevent. We have that update there. The Directors Guild, even the Directors Guild of America, led by Christopher Nolan, plans to meet with Netflix to address major concerns regarding the streaming's acquisition of Warner Brothers. This is crazy also because most of Christopher Nolan's filmography was with Warner Brothers, and then you remember the fiasco that happened during COVID where they were like, HBO Max, every movie right there for you, also in theaters. And it's ultimately the thing that led Christopher Nolan to leave Warner Brothers and now be with Universal. And now look how much further things have gotten. Papa's going to have to step on the table and insert things right. I don't know how much truth there is to this, but they're saying Paramount's like, I think our deal is actually bigger than that. Honestly, Paramount is coming off right now like the ex-girlfriend that is mad that you moved on. That's what it's looking like here, because they say Paramount is now reportedly looking to launch a hostile bid for Warner Brothers. They feel their $30 share all cash offer is higher than what Netflix offered in terms of cash, stock, and value of the cable business. They basically said, my tatas, bigger than your tatas, Netflix. I was like, Paramount, damn. I see why they call you mountains, Paramount. How did we get to this analogy? I don't know. I don't know. But let's just run with it, right? So Paramount maybe could still be in the game. I actually don't think so. I think Warner Brothers is like had enough. Is like, you're a pick me, Paramount. I'm with Netflix. Instant streaming, all I want, 4K. What you got? Paramount Plus. Tulsa King? I don't know. All right. But then all of this stuff going on, all the actors, directors, writers guild, basically everyone in Hollywood being so mad about it. There was an article that came out that it's like, dude, this is the real Doomsday. This is the real thing that Netflix is honestly gaining from all this. There was an article from the Hollywood Reporter here that says Warner Brothers' hidden appeal to Netflix, AI supercharge. So this is the CEO, Ted Sarandos, or the co-CEO, as you want to call him. Okay. So here it goes. It says Netflix executives on an investor call Friday morning announcing the lucrative deal didn't note this point explicitly. Co-CEO of executive Ted Sarandos just said innovation several times while he and others alluded to world building. But the subtext was there. Since technology relies on a massive library, Netflix's AI efforts just got a big boost. Essentially what they're saying here, you guys remember last week we talked about Disney is eventually going to let users do AI content on Disney Plus. Like that's something they're actually going to test out. Disney Plus has already announced it and talked about it. In the near future, when you log on to Disney Plus, you'll be able to type in Elsa Spider-Man, and it won't be the famous YouTube videos. You'll actually just get to see Elsa and Spider-Man officially. Crazy canon stuff, right? And right now it's just short form. It's not a full-on movie. It's not a full-on. It's like a 5-10 minute clip, almost like a TikTok thing. But that way, Disney owns all of it, and you can make all the like fan film Star Warsy things you want. Well, Netflix is in the same business right now. Netflix is the same thing, and with them buying Warner Brothers, this now has expanded their library so much, because one thing that they mentioned here, which I'm going to read to you, it says here, Disney threw down the gauntlet several weeks ago when leader Bob Iger announced that the company will soon allow Disney Plus subscribers to create user-generated content to consume user-generated content, mostly short form from others. All that. Netflix also brings another advantage: technical machine learning experience honed by more than 15 years of gathering data on consumers and building algorithms to serve them. Now armed with a content library, their Sora-like AI product, should they launch one, could be a juggernaut. And the company has been making a new push into games, which are sort of digital cousins of user-generated tools. Basically, what they're saying is the way you train AI and what we're leading to, which is the real scary part that people have been talking about since AI has been on the rise, that there's going to be a day in the future, you come home from work, you're tired, and you say, I want the latest movie starring Tom Cruise and Michael B. Jordan, make it a heist movie and have it end with a twist, right? That's going to be something you can just put on, you make your dinner, and it'll be ready, generally created. To get to that point, you have to train the machine. You have to give it some, because that's how AI works. It steals and copies and pastes. AI doesn't just poof it magically. It has to learn it from somewhere, and then based off what it learns, it can copy and paste. That's why a lot of creatives don't like AI, because it's just stealing at the end of the day and reusing stuff. Well, now that Netflix has their giant library, which honestly they could only use their Netflix originals, they can't use the movies and TV shows they were licensing. So I don't know, something like if Harry Potter was on Netflix, they can't use that for their AI model because they don't own Harry Potter. With this Warner Brothers deal, they now own Harry Potter. They now own DC. They now own hundreds of years of movies, TV shows for them to put into that machine. And now that machine is going to be so much more accurate in being able to create a movie or a show based on how movies and shows go. And that's really the scary part of where we're headed. And that's might have be the biggest thing. I thought it was just, oh, they just want more movies and shows so they can have a large library on Netflix. But I think this is the secret right here. This is the secret thing that they're all headed towards and they're all racing against. Again, I don't love it. I don't care for it. But as a CEO, you know every other company's doing it. Disney announced it. Now Netflix, Universal, Paramount are probably working in silent trying to do their own AI machine. This is going to be a crazy future, dude. This is going to be insane. I also just don't even know how that works in terms. Yeah, that's how you'll get your Snyderverse. Can't wait for the 4,000 AI Snyderverses. Honestly, cuz I said it in my video, you know. It was good clickbait cuz I'm like I know people care about the Snyderverse stuff, but I'm like Snyderverse is not coming back with this Netflix deal. That's the last thing they care about. And they already said they're going to keep things intact. So James Gunn, Peter Safran will stay in with their contract. It'll be looked at when their contract is up if they want to renew it. David Zaslav is looking to still be CEO. So it's like everything will be business as usual. Well, the Snyderverse movies, the old Snyder DC, what is part of that library? If you want to continue the Snyderverse on your own, in your own living room, pues ahí te está, papi. Get to making it. All right. And here's for the famous scene. Batman impregnates Lois Lane and Superman sits in the cuck chair. Yeah, that was in Zack Snyder's version. That wasn't my fan. Oh, he actually got rid of that, Chris. That's not true. That was a Shut up. Shut up. Oh, I don't like any but that was crazy. That was crazy that was part of that. That's actually not made up. Yeah. Oh, we got young Sheldon in the chat. Actually, that's pretty factual to the Snyderverse. Well, that's what was going to happen. And now you can make it happen for $85.99 a day. Yeah, that's right. The subscriptions aren't going to be monthly anymore. Now you pay per day when using this stuff. Which, who knows? I'm laughing now, but 100 years from now? Could be a thing. Could be a thing. So, honestly, that's kind of crazy that this might be like the hidden thing every studio is racing towards and trying to figure out how to make this AI machine work. I really don't want to know what movies are going to look like even just 10 years from now, because it might be a little depressing. And it's just going to be us older heads going, I like the movies where they would actually make stuff. Shut up, Grandpa. Let me watch K-pop SpongeBob Demon Spankers. It's the fourth one, Grandpa. I think you'd like it if you watched it. Oh, okay, put it on. Now I'm hiding. And I'm... All right, that's as far as that goes for me. Okay. You guys let me know then about what you think of all this. Is this actually a future? Is this just something in the background? It just must be crazy being a CEO right now. Because, like I said, you could be the one CEO that maybe has a moral compass and be like, I don't want to do that. But then if the other studios figure it out, you're old news. You're a caveman. Your company goes under. So they're like almost forced to go through with this, you know? Is he lagging? Someone said I'm lagging. I'm sorry. I'm not. I hope I'm not lagging. But you guys let me know because that was definitely scary. All right, let's talk about Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The reviews are not kind. Oh yeah, there's a little like Five Nights at Freddy's thing going on there. I noticed that when I like searched everything. I searched up Toy Chica and the same thing happened. So let's make the mistake of searching Toy Chica. Oh,
Oh boy.
no,
yeah.
come back. Chica, come back. He has a fun little Easter egg if you want to. Does it happen for everybody? Let me search Bonnie. They said screw Bonnie. One could say he was a shadow. That's too late. I don't even know what soundbite to hit. Okay, let's just actually move on here. So what we got is the Rotten Tomatoes score for Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's exactly what I expected. It's the critics were gonna hate this movie. I could tell when watching it, and my spoiler review is in the works. Editor Reed of the channel is working on it right now. But also, I was in a room of fast heads. They were going crazy, clapping, cheering, pointing, gasping at the screen. I knew this audience score was going to be pretty high, and they was ultimately the movie for them. But it's really brought up the question then where it's like, well, this score is even lower than the first movie. The first movie was at 33%. This one's now at 12. Is Blumhouse still going to continue on? Are they going to push forward with it? At the end of the day, whether the critics liked it or not, it still comes down to the money. And when looking at Five Nights at Freddy's 2 worldwide, they already made bank. They already made bank. They have it here. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 power up 70 million global opening. Oh, geez, can we have enough ads? Opening post Thanksgiving box office will be rich. And that's with the budget of this one being 36 million. So in one weekend, it's already close to doubled its box office. It's only going to continue to get a little bit more as week goes by until it's finally up. I know, and like I think a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's fans know the movie's not going to be like amazing, but it's still something like they feel they have to watch because they're fans and they want to check it out. And so this is one of those rare franchises where you can actually just be carried by the love of the fan base. As long as you keep that budget relatively low, they will actually be pretty profitable movies. Now, with that said though, I've been seeing a lot of crazy negative reviews, and I thought like let's pull some up and see if people are accurate on this, whether I agree, disagree. So we have one here that just says lol. I kind of do agree with that. That was Oh, Eleanor. Okay. Low key excited for the next one. See, same. Same. I already was like, it's not that I didn't like it. I had fun with like the little Easter eggs that they showed, but I was underwhelmed. And the only thing, because I thought the opening was such a banger. The opening of the movie was so good. And then the rest of the movie was like, okay, yeah, people are not gonna like this movie, but I'm glad everyone around me is having fun. And then when it got to them setting up the ending for the next movie, I was like, okay, I want to see that movie. Can I watch that one now? So I'm just like this guy. 1 star. Low key excited for the next one though. All right, it says here, this contains spoilers. We won't do spoilers here. We have one person says, that was a pretty awful movie. I wish they would have done more with representing the games. Didn't help with 50 middle schoolers around me screaming every other scene. I've watched a decent amount of reviews of people who have gone to see it, some who I know are fans, some who aren't, just to be like, I wonder what they thought about it. And a lot of them, even Moist Critical, Charlie, his review, a lot of them are mentioning the annoying fans in the theater who were, like I said, I had cheering and clapping fans, but they weren't annoying. They did an appropriate time, and it wasn't no chicken jockey level of craziness. But I did have like one guy behind me who had kids, and this nicely. I'm aware Five Nights at Freddy's has a large, autism fan base. perfectly fine. I do as well on the 3C channel. I've met plenty of them in person. Great people, but they do talk sometimes at a regular voice in the theater, and I think that was one of the things that was happening in my screen. I had to keep turning around, and the dad just consistently was like, shh, shh, shh. But it's a kid excited, right? So it's like I didn't get too mad about it, but 50 middle schoolers in a Five Nights at Freddy's screening, oh yeah, that's yeah. As someone said, as well as an LGBT fan. Honestly, yeah, it is kind of interesting the fan base. I wonder also what it is about Five Nights at Freddy's. I like more than other fandoms and Sonic too. Sonic and Five Nights at Freddy's has a pretty large female fan base. And I wonder like what it is about that that like draws that in, because I've noticed it whether it's creators online or people who talk about it and get so excited. And it's like I'm sure there's female fans of Spider-Man, but I don't see it as high as like the Sonic or the Five Nights. It's just an interesting thing I wonder about. This movie was dark. It made me feel like I hadn't seen the sun in 5,000 years. Yeah, I mean it's called Five Nights, buddy. I'd like you to only open your eyes 5 times all at night. Seems pretty accurate to me, the Kenster. I'm Nightmare Freddy, and I'm in your head. I'm Nightmare Freddy, and I'm in your head. I'm Nightmare Freddy, and I'm in your bed. Crazy. Goofy, don't watch this. Only 1 star because the animatronic models were perfect. Anyways, not recommendable. The animatronics did look awesome. I thought the Wizards were so cool. They fully went all out with that design. The person next to me in the theater had when Toy Chica comes out on screen, so does the early bird who wants to get the worm. Nah. Nah. I hope this is a joke review. Can you imagine being that guy being like, I wish I liked this movie better. I wonder what the guy next to me thinks. Oh, that's crazy. De las mayores mierdas que tuve el privilegio de ver en el cine. This was Spanish for best piece of cinema I've ever seen. Freddy Fazcola, Japanese gasoline. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Let me look at a couple more. Let's see, older. Yeah, no shit. All this absolute mess. Cringe. Que film cringe. Okay. Couldn't tell you a single plot point, but I will be seeing the next one. Yes, I so agree. Arguably the worst I've seen this year. Waste of talent, terrible story, literally laughed once, not stupid enough to be funny even. I kind of disagree. Even with some of the cringe and bad of it, I think there were both moments that were genuinely funny and moments that were not supposed to be funny that just came off funny. Like I talk about it more in my spoiler review, but you know that ending battle. The thing how they decide to end things, I was pretty giggling at that. I was like, "Oh, they okay." It's a shame because the animatronics are cool and I like the cast and I think the lore that exists in FNAF 1 through 4 is perfect for a horror series, but there is just nothing of substance when it comes to the plot here. I know it's PG-13, but it's written for much younger audiences, a lot of potential, but nothing realized. Yeah, I definitely see, like, I totally do also kind of agree with what he's going for. It's just like the adults now watching and going into this movie who grew up with Five Nights. One, they're not going to be happy because of how much the lore has changed. And I already saw some TikToks about how they just didn't like some of the things. They were like, why couldn't they just do what happened in the games? Uh, but also the kids right now, the like 9, 8-year-olds who like I took my nephew who was 11, bro was getting jump scared. He was so here. I have a photo of me with him and he was like just so excited and he was having a blast. To him this movie was actually scary. He was like just having a good old blast of a time. I won't put it on too much there because I don't want some of y'all weirdos being weird, but I'm there with him and we're watching the movie and he was having a blast. And that's when it hit me. It's like this movie is the gateway horror that hopefully as they grow, it'll prepare them for the Chuckies, for the Nightmare on Elm Streets, for the Terrifier. That's a big leap, but we can work up that way. And I think they'll remember, man, the thing that got me into horror was watching those silly Five Nights at Freddy's movies. They'll go back and watch them as adults and be like, not that great, but there's that nostalgia. And this actually, I can't believe this marionette creeped the heck out of me at one point. And I don't know. I think about that like with the gateway horror movies I saw as a kid, which I can't even think of. Like, let's see, 90s gateway horror movies. Because I feel like I accidentally just kind of went straight into it. Okay. Oh, Gremlins. I mean, yeah, you could say Gremlins was one. Trying to think about what else. Papa just went straight into Nightmare on Elm Street when I was like young. So, I mean, Chucky, yeah, in a sense, you could say Chucky, but that's already pretty bloody and violent. I'm just talking about the things that are, literally that someone said a Christmas Story. Is Christmas Story violent? So yeah. Let me see here. We'll read like a couple more, move on. So who made Chica thick like she was curves? Honestly, yeah, I was like, Chica, and they tried making her little bikini thicker and more covered. You can't hide all that. You can't hide all that, especially not from me. All right, let's just end it there. What did you guys think about it? Like I said, I think the third movie is pretty much guaranteed. With this box office, it makes the profit it needs to. Don't be surprised, though, if they go smaller scale. This might be like a Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends situation. Not in terms of quality, but in terms of Halloween Kills literally had like so many kills, was so much bigger, a lot of stuff going on. And then Halloween Ends, a lot less kills, more of a personal story. I think that's where we're headed to in the third movie. We're mainly just going to be dealing with a few animatronics. One particular I'm excited to see. Story maybe just more contained. And this one was kind of the Halloween Kills that was like the big story, right? So we'll see. But you guys let me know about all your thoughts with this. All right. That was the final topic we had here. It's been a while since we've done the Reddit, so I'll go there before I do the super chatty chats. The bite of 6-7. Okay. Are we getting closer to this canon event, dude? It's been Zootopia's been out for a while now. Can I talk some Zootopia spoilers? Will y'all be okay with that? It's been a while now. I was watching that movie and I was like, are they gonna smash? Is something more going on here? And it's so funny to kind of think about. Like, I'm half joking here, but it's also like, think about it for a sec, right? Because the whole premise of Zootopia is basically a metaphor for racism, right? Different animals, different races, all living in harmony, putting our differences aside and working together. Okay, yeah, totally makes sense. That works. Animal Kingdom, I know, kind of different. A fox eats a rabbit or whatnot, but they still end up making it work out. And there's the allegory and the metaphor, right? Okay, if we take that metaphor a step further, if we dive deeper into this, someone just said no, stop. Just 3C is a furry. But thinking about it honestly, in my mind, I'm like, could they actually go the romantic route? Because some scenes were feeling slightly romantic with them. I'm not even talking in a sexual way. Like, I genuinely just mean, like, do they actually like each other? Or is this a friend thing? And if you take that metaphor of race and different races, well, then you bring interracial couple into it, right? But it's so much different in the Zootopia world because then a rabbit and a bunny can't mate. They can't create life. I think that's an impossibility, right? I don't want to even Google that. But then I feel like me saying they shouldn't, am I the bad guy? Am I the one saying, no, you and you can't be together? Because I don't think that's right. That's not what my Lord intended. Zebra giraffe god. Why is he a mixed being? Don't ask. It makes sense. Read the book. This combo is getting worse. But don't think about it, though. I mean, I don't know. That's obviously not the thing they're going to explore here, but I just thought it was kind of cute how much more sentimental they were getting on with it. Spoilers again for the post-credit scene of Zootopia. I do like the idea of where they're going with for the second movie, or third movie, I should say, where they're going to explore birds. That's kind of the thing. I maybe shouldn't have Googled that. I'm scared now. They're going to be exploring flying creatures, and I'm like, that's a cool concept, because like I was watching Zootopia 2, and it never crossed my mind, oh dang, I never saw a reptile, I never saw a turtle, I never saw a lizard, I never saw a snake. And that was the whole basis of the second movie. So as that was happening in the second film, I was like, oh, I don't see any birds here. And there's the post-credit scene, a little feather falls off. Are we gonna go to like a sky city? What's that's gonna look like? So there's Zootopia on the ground. Is there a sky world? Or are they just all living in trees? I'm like, oh, this is fascinating. We also still, well, this was the dark part also. Fishes. I was like, was that next? Is that Zootopia 4 fishes? But there was a scene in the movie where they literally feed a fish to like a sea lion or a walrus. And I'm like, why did the fishes don't have life? Is this another race thing? I can't keep up with these allegories. Are they going to get together or not? Isn't it just a fish? Well, isn't it just a fox? Isn't it just a hot bunny? Yeah, I said it was hot. Come on now. Fish lives matter? Oh my God. Chris losing his mind over animals mating. It's not just about animals mating. I'm trying to keep the metaphor making sense, right? It's just like in cars, right? Where, how do they make more cars? You know? That was the wrong sound effect. Let me do that again. How do they make more cars? Because you're telling me cars, truck guy. Because oh, no, that's Mater. But this dude, his existence was to carry other cars? Huh? You're born and it's like, oh, he's a beautiful baby boy truck. And his back, his hole is huge. He's gonna fit all sorts of things back there. Race cars, tow cars, maybe even 2 buggies at the same time. I'm just saying, I get to thinking about these things. And I mean, if we're on the subject, how does Wall-E and Evie make a child? That's when Wall-E 2 comes out. What is it going to look like? Is it going to be an iPad? Or is it going to be like a telephone from the 50s? I don't know. Someone just said, please stop. Just stop. All right, all joking aside, though, let me know what you thought. I'm just, it's things you think about, right? I don't know. What? All right, but low key, though, real quick in the chat. So birds, number 3. It's not going to be fishes, number 4. So what other animal do they explore? I think the other thing you do is they made it clear Zootopia is one big city. So that's like their New York. I think it's time we visit other cities, not just other places, because it seemed like Zootopia was also this interconnected, bigger place. So they were like traveling to other locations. I think we go to a Zoophobia. No, that's what I have. Dinosaurs. Ooh. Insects. Ooh. Oh, I don't think they'll do humans. People were already theorizing that with this movie. With the guy in the cape or whatever, they're like, they're gonna introduce humans. That would just be, cause let me tell you, don't let me get in there. Don't let me meet Judy Hopps. Cause I'd obviously respect her and love her authority and tell her how great of a police officer she is, and then buy her a bag of carrots as a sign of my appreciation. You foul, dirty person. Someone said, lock him up. Primates. You know what? Have we seen monkeys? You're right. We have not seen monkeys. I have not seen a single monkey in Zootopia. What a wild sentence to say. I haven't seen a monkey. Where are they? All right, that's the thing too. Once the main stories are done, the soundboard is just going crazy. All right, half of y'all click off anyways because you don't want to hear me answer questions. So put up with it then. Mammals. This man is out of control. Bro is trying to. Frieza did something to. Oh, monkey. Oh, that's crazy. All right. We'll see though. We'll see what happens. Let me just let's go back into the Reddit. Good topic there. Absolute wild plot synopsis. Oh, okay, I haven't read the plot synopsis for the Kendrick Lamar South Park movie. The film follows a young black man who grows nervous of his job performing as a slave at a plantation attraction, though insiders say the long line may be outdated. Huh. I'll give it a shot, but I'm not making any jokes right now. That's a toughie one. Chris, it's been 3 years. Where's Batman vs Superman review? I reviewed it with the Superman movies. Go watch the Superman reviews. I talk about the 3 most controversial Superman films. I talk about Batman vs Superman there. Let's see, 3C films. It's let me see here. So first I did the Christopher here. It's in here. Right there. I talk about it there, buddy. All right, let's move on. 3C on Spotify. Yeah, I saw that perfectly fine. But if you start making some money, you better cut me into it, buddy. You better cut me into it. Dad, I can't do a Bobby voice. I was watching this guy and he suggested a rabbit smash a fox. God damn it, Bobby. I told you not to watch that cringe. Also appreciate all y'all who have been showing me off. That means a lot to me. A lot of y'all been showing me Toyception. Trippy. Love this. Thank you so much. Doom Blazer, I'm in good company. The studio merger results in a disaster business-wise. That must have been quite a shock. Yeah. Probably not. Top 5. Ooh! In good company with rock stars. More. Oh, cool. A lot of people just showing. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Let me go to some of the top. I'm on new right now. What's this? Netflix says Warner Brothers movies will remain in theaters, but the window will evolve to be much more consumer friendly. It really is going to be like a 2-week window, I think, or at least a 3. What? My hybrid. I was just talking about this. I did not know you guys. Also, that's not Judy Hopps. That's Judy Hopps' mom. Nick Wilde got pretty wild and said, I don't want you, Judy. I want the mom. I want the original model. Okay, it says Netflix looking at Snyderverse Bros saying the Snyderverse is being restored. Yeah, pretty accurate. Then we talked about that here. He thought he wouldn't notice. Corporate needs you to find the difference between these 2 pictures. They're the same picture. Well, I mean, that's a good poster. Did we actually make? Yeah, we did kind of make the same little frowny face. I wish I could rock a beard like Mr. Johns. Oh, I did see this. I thought this was awesome. Warner Brothers is in talks to license the DC Comics IP for new attraction at Universal Park. So I was kind of hoping Universal would end up winning the bid just so then they can then put Looney Tunes or Batman characters in Universal Parks. I know Six Flags has a deal, but I'm sure they could still work something out. And it looks like they're still going to do that. So win, kind of. I'm just saying, I think like a Gotham would be awesome. A Metropolis would be awesome to walk in. But we'll see. All that stuff takes years and years. This is the show's obsession. Yeah, I've when I was rewatching it, it was a lot of 6-7. It was a lot of 6-7. Yes, I got it. 6-7, 6-7. 6. Oh. Dang, a lot of 6-7 in there. We'll see if Volume 2 has any. Oh, Chris Parker showing his Anaconda. In theaters Christmas Day. Bring the family. All right. What are they up to? Oh, these are the sneaky faces. Good stuff. I like that one. Yeah, we looked into that. Okay, cool. I think we're kind of caught up. All right. Let's get into these questions. All right, guys. Please pardon me. I know, but the stigmatism be stigmatism. Where did Chris go? It's Clark Parker. I just need to be able to read, guys. All right. Would you say you were disappointed by FNAF 2, or was it essentially what you expected? It's essentially what I expected because I was already kind of lukewarm on the first movie. Um, it was just like I said, solid opening, and then I just got excited for what they were teasing in between. It's just okay for me. It's like I just barely got enough entertainment out of it because I know some of the things it's referencing and connecting to, and that's fun just to see in the audience reacting to it. I think if I like had watched it alone, I would have just been like, ugh. It's probably not going to be one that grows on me. It's not going to be one I consistently go back and rewatch. But dude, they need to nail this third one. They need to nail this third one. Chris is optimistic. Chris, as an optimist, I was nothing but the best. I wish nothing but the best. Yeah, these glasses ain't working. I wish nothing but the best for Netflix and WB. I have faith that WB will be kept separate and will still be in theaters. See, like, I think for like, okay, let's say the deal finalizes with Netflix and Warner Brothers next year, right? I think for like 3 years, everything will still appear normal. That's kind of how it was whenever Disney took over Fox. And in a weird sense, it still kind of feels that way. They still make 20th century movies. They still release some of their more like separate movies through there, and it's just another division. I don't think we've seen like a massive change with 20th century ever since Disney took over. If anything, the Alien and Predator movies have been getting better, so that's kind of cool. Um, but yeah, but with Warner Brothers, but with Netflix, that's a whole different animal because they're not a studio, they're a streaming service. So to me, I see them just like, faking nice, playing good, and then snapping like Thanos, and everything changes. And things either go straight to streaming, the release windows are changed to 1 or 2 weekends, and it'll be a gradual thing where it's like you don't even notice. You're like, oh, what? It happened, you know? Let's see here. I'm going to see FNAF 2 and Avatar 3 on Christmas. Oh, nice. Add Marty Supreme to that list. That movie's pretty good. I'm gonna do a review on that soon. Simpsons movie 2 slightly moved slightly to September 3rd, 2027. Yeah, I think it was because it was also coming around like some big movies, so kind of makes sense for them to move it a little bit. We figured. I forget what was the big movie. Was it Shrek or was it Secret Wars? It was some big movie, and then yeah. What are your thoughts on Welcome to Derry so far? Again, I know I've been making my promises and I've been doing awful with it. The holidays made me way more busy than I thought. And now that we're almost at the end of the show, it looks like it's just going to have to be a review recap video, which was I was planning to do either way with the show. But I am liking it. I am enjoying it and I am having fun with it. The Stephen King stuff, some of it, it's not that I'm lost, but it's like I could do without, but it's kind of cool that they're trying to throw it in there. It's mostly the Dick Halloran stuff that I'm okay with. It's some of the other stuff I was like, oh, all right. But the Pennywise finally got introduced. That stuff's going good. And I think they could be heading for a really solid end. So yeah. 3C lore on your FNAF 2 screening. Not much lore. Like I said, I just watched it with the nephew, and man, he was getting jump scared like crazy. I was like, dude, I'm gonna smack you because you were just getting jump scared over everything. But it was nice seeing fun on his face. Again, like people were clapping, cheering. Some people talking behind me, but it wasn't a big deal. Overall, pretty good. Not too much else. 1 million sub video idea. Your top 100 favorite movies. It'd be hard because I wouldn't even know what my top 10 is. I've never really like sat down to think about that. I know number one would probably be Back to the Future, without a doubt. But then I wouldn't know how much horror to mix in there, how much other movies to mix in there. It'd be really hard. Because there's the thing of like, I know some movies are better than others, but I still find more enjoyment in this movie over that movie, you know? Cody had that sponsor on. No way. Did he actually? Oh, that's all. Oh, he's living the dream. Cody was living the dream. He probably got it at the right time. Or maybe he just thought ahead of how good that would have worked. Good for Cody. I'd like to see Damian Leone's take on Manhunt. What's Manhunt? on Manhunt. Thriller like Fugitive and First Blood, survival horror like The Most Dangerous Game. Oh, okay, that's cool. If anything, I'd want to see his Friday the 13th. Saw Zootopia 2 twice last week and really enjoyed. Definitely the best sequel from Disney. It's up there with Inside Out 2 in my opinion. Yeah, I thought it was really solid. I agree. I gotta say, I was a bit let down with FNAF 2, though I still liked it. I'd be lying if I said that post-credit scene didn't get me hyped for the third movie, right? Right? I agree. Have you watched the Iron Lung trailer? Is there a brand new one? I know we were just talking about it, but I don't know if they dropped a new trailer. I just saw the poster. Oh, they did drop a new I have not. 3 hours ago? Is that like, oh, so it was right when I was starting? Okay, I'll have to check that out. Well, maybe I could check it out now because it's an independent movie with Markiplier, so she shouldn't be. Okay, there we go. Hopefully he will not demonetize me for this. And if you do, Mark, I'm done with you. Okay, let's actually watch this then. Dude, Mark looks good.
I see that question in your eyes. For what purpose do we remain alone in the dark?
Beginning the descent. Cruising depth in roughly 2 minutes. Stand by.
I ask myself that
I like
very
the
same
cinematography.
question.
I'm seeing some voltage irregularities on the instrument, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that.
Why would there be flames? You did test this thing, right?
This is the test. Closing porthole shielding.
Where's the reason for this quiet rapture? Too few to rebuild, too many to feed.
You're the first one down. All we have are surface scans, that's why you're there. Well, one of the reasons.
That shot looked low budgety.
Can we just agree this is important? Food, air. We need this, not just the COI, all of us. We need this.
There aren't enough of us left to be throwing lives away, but there is too much at stake not to take calculated risks. Ian doesn't understand that. You don't understand that.
I just want to live.
Okay.
Is that so wrong?
I will say
Doesn't
probably
anybody
at
else want that?
Probably out of the other two trailers they released, this one would probably be my least favorite. I am starting to see some of the reasons maybe why if he did show it off, it didn't get the wide release he wanted to. Like I said, I liked the cinematography in some of those shots. I'm getting now the idea, and I knew this was going to be the case from the beginning also, is that because of the game and the enclosed location and most of the movie taking place within the little submarine ship, it's enclosed movies are sometimes hard to do because you got to keep the audience on top of their feet. You got to keep them entertained. You got to keep them going. If it's a lot of just kind of standing around looking, and that's kind of what the trailer was giving off a little bit, it might have a bit of a pacing issue and could feel slow. Again, though, that's just off the thought. I think there's still a cool idea there, and maybe they're saving a lot of the bigger things for the actual movie. I mean, we still got to see the little scary fish. So, yeah, thank you for letting me know. I didn't even know that. I must have not been looking at the chat whenever we discussed it. I didn't know there was a new trailer. Still going to see it for my goat. Yeah, I agree, Jay. I mean, I still want to support him. It's still good to always support creators, especially when they take that leap. Someone made a Courage the Cowardly Dog fan game on Dreams. Highly recommend. I think I did see like a thumbnail of that before. Courage the Cowardly Dog game, but is it actually playable? Oh, okay. Some people have played it. Man, sometimes if I was a content creator, that'd be crazy. A content creator. If I was a game creator, because that does actually look fun. Let me see some of the footage over here. Oh, the things I do for love. That's kind of fun. Kind of open and empty. It's got the music. Feels like just a lot of walking. Interesting. Good to know. Thank you. All right. If Busy and Doomsday brand new day trailers drop, reaction. Oh yeah, I think I'll definitely for sure be doing trailer reactions for those and posting them on the Clips channel. And unless they drop way too close to Christmas, I should not be busy and I should be available. I'm hoping next week is the week, but we'll see. When you think we getting Spider-Man and Minion trailer? No idea on the Minion one, but I think Spider-Man has to be like before Christmas. I find it odd that Punisher won't be in Daredevil season 2. Like, wouldn't he be part of his team with Jessica? They'd meet and all that. Yeah, I talked about that whenever we first discussed the article. It is weird, and I was hoping that's what they were building up towards when Daredevil's like, I'm gonna need a team. And it was the bartender lady, and I'm like, oh, can we get Frank in here? I don't know what she's gonna do but make drinks for the team. I get we get thirsty, but come on. Zootopia 2 has surpassed Wicked for good at the box office, which would make you happy with your feelings of Wicked. I didn't want to hate Wicked, and man, that's probably my most disliked video on my entire channel. Them Wicked fans came hard for that dislike button. That's okay. I respect the love of the game. But yeah, I'm fine. What other movies would you want Trump to revive? Well, just to be revived in general, like I said, Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire would be dope. Trying to mention some ones that I didn't bring up there. Honestly, let's have that Men in Black and 21 Jump Street movie just to see how that crazy redness, just to see Channing Tatum and Seth. Is his name Seth? What is it? Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting his name. Bro, what? His name is not Seth, is it? Jonah Hill. There we go. Why did I forget his name? Jonah Hill. Freddy vs. Jason 2, yes. Another Nightmare on Elm Street. For the heck of it. Because he was the basis of the villain in Back to the Future 2. Let's have Trump say Back to the Future 4, and this time they make him the good guy. He's back. There's going to be time machines for everybody. It's going to be great. Anyone who wants to bang their mom, they can do it now. It's a free country. It's a terrible Trump impression. Thoughts on Culkin Home Alone Legacy sequel idea? I thought that was a great idea. If you guys don't know, Macaulay Culkin, let's see, Home Alone idea. Macaulay Culkin was asked if he'd ever reprise the role of for Home Alone in a legacy movie, and he said here, Macaulay Culkin says he has an idea for a Home Alone legacy sequel. I'm either a widower or a divorce. I'm raising a kid, and I'm not really paying enough attention, and the kid is kind of getting miffed at me, and then I get locked out. My son won't let me in, and he's the one setting traps for me. The house is some sort of metaphor for our relationship. Honestly, a great way to do it. I think that's a great sounding plot. I don't know why Disney isn't calling him right now and putting him, especially since he sounds open to it. Maybe it could be a thing. I still think that Home Alone sequel they did, Home Sweet Home Alone, was awful, which is so bad. This sounds like actually a good idea that he's not only excited for. I feel like that story makes sense, and turning Macaulay Culkin's character into kind of not the villain, but the one needing that butt whooping. Because also, if you watch it in the first couple movies, why am I forgetting his name? The McAllister kid, he's kind of a butt too. All right, he's a butthead, and he's kind of mean. So I wouldn't doubt he grows up to be a bit of a butthead and needs that whooping and reminding that it's like, hey, you got to be there for your kid, right? What was his Kevin? Wow, that's such an easy name to remember. I don't know why I can't. I'm forgetting so many names today. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I love that idea. I wish it would happen. Hey, Chris, wanted to say thank you for keeping it honest with your FNAF 2 review. As a fan, I can't lie. It hurts to see critics hate it, but it's something we're going to have to accept. The critics will understand or like them. Look, honestly, be happy. It's like the perfect company to be behind it, Blumhouse, because they make it at the right budget to match the amount of FNAF fans that will actually show up. So even if these movies are getting trashed, you're still getting your sequel. I mean, the only other franchise that I have seen done that was the Transformers series with Michael Bay. But that was on a much larger, tougher scale. Because those movies were constantly getting hate. Critics were constantly giving them negative reviews. But the audience didn't care, and they showed up every time. And we got to like 6 movies before they're just not making money anymore. So, hey, we could get to 5 movies maybe with FNAF. Hi, nice already? Would FNAF have done better if it opened near Xmas? Nah, I don't think so. Besides, there's a lot of competition with Avatar and some other movies that are going to be coming around that time. I think it's actually at a good time, and it has kind of the market to itself for a little bit. It honestly came out at a good time. Theory: when Tony stopped in Endgame, it created Doom. When snapped in Endgame, it created Doom. That's not a bad idea. Maybe it had a ripple effect. That could be something. I could see that happening. When people forget that the reason there's no build-up for Doomsday was because he was never the original plan. It was supposed to be all about Kang, and that's why it's called Kang Dynasty. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. But even then, the build-up they had for Kang, I think it was a mistake to make the beginning of the build-up in a Disney Plus show, Loki, even if that was the most viewed or the best Disney Plus show, still a mistake to begin your villain and their arc in a TV show. Should be in the movies. And then Quantumania didn't do him any favors, so it was still a handful of choices that led him to that decision. What is your ideal holiday horror film? Like Christmassy one? I really like Better Watch Out. I mean, if you want an R-rated kind of Home Alone movie, again, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't Google anything. If you have not seen this movie, don't Google anything. Just take my word for it and watch it. Better Watch Out. It is so much better if you go into it not knowing anything, but just know it has a little bit of like Home Alone rated R-ness to it. I like it, and they still talk about maybe someday making a sequel to it, and I would love to see that sequel. But that's one of them. As far as other Christmas, I mean, Black Christmas, yeah, of course, you got to write Black Christmas. Black Christmas is another one. Not the 2019 one. I like the 2006 one. Was it 2006? Yeah, I like that one. Holiday. Let's see. Rambo: Last Blood. Is that really a holiday movie though? I don't know if I consider that one, but things like that. Krampus was pretty good, but I don't think it's as good as like Trick or Treat, because it's by the same guy who did Trick or Treat. He was trying to do his Christmas holiday, but I mean that one was kind of fun. That was kind of fun. I actually wish they made a sequel to this one, just like with Trick or Treat, but they didn't. I don't know. Honestly, around holidays, I do actually like watching more festive, fun movies than horror movies. Because Halloween, my horror time. But there is some fun holiday horror movies. Have your thoughts on Predator Badlands changed? How do you feel about Bud being the one who fights the Queen Xenomorph, and if we follow Deck an AVP reboot? No, I still really like Predator Badlands. My opinion on that movie hasn't changed. I still think it's awesome, and I'm excited for where things go. Again, I totally get the fans who are upset just because it goes against a lot of what the Predators have been built on, but I think it's an exciting direction. We'll see now what they do with the sequel. My theory, though, here's my theory. Because already Bud is so overpowered and is such a like OP thing for the Predator just to have as a sidekick, I think what they will do is I think a xenomorph is going to attach itself to Bud. And you know, like the lore is, an alien usually hybrids with its host. That's already an unkillable crazy machine. A xenomorph comes out of Bud, now you have your ultimate thing. And it would be a good motivation for that Predator, because it's like, that was my friend, and you killed him. Now I gotta hunt you down. But it's also gonna be hard, because he's gonna see parts of Bud in that xenomorph, and it's gonna hurt him to do that. Am I cooking, chat? All right. Good stuff. Did you hear about the serial killer verse with the first movie? Let's see here. With the first movie being about a doll possessed by the spirit of Jeffrey Dahmer, it's called Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer. I did hear about this. I don't. You know me. I like watching trash horror just so I can make fun of it and make content, not because I actually like it, but in a weird way I do kind of like it. Not the movie itself, but I like to torture me myself. Let's see here. Here it says, Twisted Serial Killer Universe spawns movie Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy. Oh, okay. Movies will include Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy. The former will see models on a photo shoot stalked by a doll possessed by the spirited serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. above is its first look. Filming has recently wrapped on the low budget. I don't know, man, because like I guess I get weird about these kind of things because I'm all up for you turning Winnie the Pooh into a killer and having some dumb fun. I watched those terrible Popeye horror movies, and it's like, all right, whatever. They're fictional characters. I think when you go this far and you give Jeffrey Dahmer when he had like real victims, even if some of those victims have passed, I think a lot of them are still alive. It feels a little bit in bad taste, and it feels like the thing they do now in horror movies, like in I Know What You Did Last Summer, where there was like that one podcast character and she's wearing a shirt of a victim where she's like, she's a queen, she deserved to live. And it's like, she's obviously just doing that because they're fictional fake characters, but it's like, can you imagine someone doing that in real life? Like, I just wore the shirt of somebody who was killed by a victim and like, they should have lived, they were so cool. It feels weird. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to pay much attention to it. It feels in bad taste. But let me tell you, if I didn't have a moral compass, boy, I'd be watching that Jeffrey Dahmer movie and that Ted Bundy, because those puns, they got me. They got me. But yeah, I don't know about that one, guys. I don't know about that one. Which Christmas movie did you think deserves more attention or is underrated? Honestly, I don't know if it's underrated because it's on TV like every day. I like Fred Claus. I think Fred Claus is a pretty cool movie. You guys know what I'm talking about? Fred Claus with Vince Vaughn. I don't know why this one's been on TV, and I feel like I end up watching it every year. I know Kevin Spacey's in it, not because of him, but I like Vince Vaughn. I think he's funny in it. I kind of like Fred Claus. I don't know if I'd say that's underrated though, but it's like one of the, like it's been growing on me over the years. Someone said boo. Boo. Someone said same. Lex Luthor's in it. Yeah, he is. I like that one. Of course, Klaus has been like a recent really good one. I don't even know how to spell it. It was a K, where it's kind of like an idea of how the legend of Santa Claus started and all that. That one was a real fun surprise. I'll admit, though, I haven't gone back to seeing it since it first came out, but I remember really liking it. Maybe this will be the year I rewatch it. Let me know some of you guys in the chat about like Christmas Vacation. I was never too crazy about that one. It was okay to me. I understand why people like that one though, especially if you grew up, a white family household. But for me, it was like, The Night Before. I'm thinking about underrated ones though. Some of the most recent ones were good. Like A Christmas Story 2 was good. I did like that 8-Bit movie. Was that one what it's called? 8-Bit Christmas? 8-Bit Christmas? That movie was also really good. Like, I know maybe not many people saw it. It went straight to HBO Max. Again, if you haven't seen it, I thought this was a pretty cool movie. It's just a story about a kid who desperately wanted a Nintendo. It's not a 64, right? That's not a 64. Just a Nintendo for Christmas, and the story is about his parents trying to. It's almost like a modern day Jingle All the Way, without Arnold going, "Put that cookie down! Get away from my wife!" Christmas Chronicle. What was Christmas Chronicle? I'll be honest, not for me. I'm glad you like them. I couldn't get into it. Is there 3 of these movies? I know there's at least 2. I couldn't get into it, but I'm glad you liked it. If you liked it, that's awesome. There's also the Seth Rogen one. What was it? Seth Rogen Christmas movie? What was that one called? The Night. Oh yeah, that's the one you were just talking about. Night Before. I thought you were talking about something else. I remember liking this one. I think this one's still pretty fun, and it's like a mashup of all these different Christmas tropes. I think it's pretty funny. Someone said Click. Is Click a Christmas movie? Violent Night. Maybe when that sequel comes, that'll be more of an underrated one. Yeah. I couldn't take the security guard seriously. I always laugh seeing him with his overexpression eyebrows. Man, that's a gift, them eyebrows. You know how hard I work to move my eyebrows to just naturally have that curve? It's a gift from God. He did look evil, though. Bro was up to no good. Will you ever finish Welcome to Derry? I want to know your thoughts on episode 6 if you watched it, even if you lost the hype you had for it. Oh, it was just that one episode that I thought I lost. It quickly picked it back up from the next episode, and especially now that they've introduced more Pennywise and are getting into his backstory, it's definitely intriguing me. It's just more of a matter of like every Sunday when I'm supposed to watch it, something happens, family or not, or I have an appointment and thing, and I can't see it till the next day, then I just feel so late to it. But my plan was still always, even from the beginning, was to do a recap review by the end, give you my thoughts on the overall season. And a lot of people have been enjoying it, so that's good. I like how those critics hate FNAF 2, and the movie may have been all over the place. We can all agree we are all hyped for the third movie. Third movie will save us all. You're on Spotify. Thank you. Yeah, I guess a fan of mine is doing that. I don't mind. Just like I said, if you start making some money, though, hand it my way, buddy. But I appreciate you doing that. I already stretched myself enough. We're trying to do TikTok, YouTube, barely do Instagram. I need to be more active on that. Sometimes I wish I could be like them Red Link boys who have a whole team. Latita Wright Shuri is confirmed to be returning as Black Panther in Secret Wars. I did see that, so looks like she won't be somebody who dies in Avengers Doomsday. Kind of makes sense, though. Imagine if Shark Tales was canon to Zootopia. I would like to see a shark in there. Like, maybe that fish wasn't sentient, but the shark could be. Zootopia, Jeffrey Epstein and his Outback Island. Okay. That's crazy. I'm so happy you're okay with me posting your videos on Spotify. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. Let me know if you're getting good traction on that. Your top 15 movies that released in 2025. Ooh, I don't know about, I can't do 15. But I'll tell you right now, I'm kind of caught between 3 being my number 1, and I don't know what to go with. Because Sinners was number 1 for the longest time. And then One Battle Left or Another was just so good. I'm like, it's maybe up there. And then I saw Marty Supreme. And I'm like, I don't know where to go. So I'll give you, those are like the 3 of my highest movies so far this year. Are you looking forward to return to Silent Hill? Honestly, since I've never played the games and don't know much about it, not really, but I'm excited for those who are excited for it. 3C lore on a substitute teacher at school. Oh, well, in elementary school, I was a bad boy because substitute teacher day was the day it's like, oh, I get to sit whoever I want to. And then you'd find out she has the seating chart. And she didn't let you know that because you sitting in your incorrect seat was actually a test. And if you failed that test, she knew you was a troublemaker. And I was. So yeah, I'd have those times where I would be one of those kids in elementary school. But in high school, not that it was really my fault, but in high school we did have like one teacher. It was like the cool class. It was the class with the cool teacher, pretty young guy. Always got along with him pretty good. He was like, everybody usually behaved in his class, but for some reason he was out and he had a substitute. And we just all decided to be bad that day in class. We was just all doing crazy things, saying 6-7 before it was 6-7. We were jumping on, I guess we were doing the Harlem Shake. And do the Harlem Shake. You guys remember that. Maybe we were doing the Black Beetle train. What was that? The Black Beetles in the city. Planking on our desks. Doing a devious lick. How many of y'all remember devious licks? I wasn't even in school when that was happening. I just had to see those trends happen online. All I'm saying is we were bad. And then that was where you have the canon event where I think most people go through this in school, where it's the next day that teacher comes back. And she's not even, and he wasn't even angry, or the teacher isn't even angry. And she hits you with that speech, or he hit me with that speech, the whole class of, I'm not mad, just disappointed. And then, no! His name was Mr. Chamberlain. I'll just say his name. Mr. Chamberlain, no! No, don't please still like us. I'll never forget that. That's that feeling, you know. He didn't even say a big speech. He didn't say all this. He was just like, I heard how you guys were. Silence. I'm not mad. Just disappointed. That was an awkward class because he still went on teaching and we were all dead silent that day. Yeah, Yeah, I agree with you. Let's see here. The K man. I hated school, but I kind of miss it. There's aspects of it I also miss. The camaraderie, the fun, the senior friends, even certain subjects and classes I was okay and excited for. Um, there's aspects of it, but I bet you make me go back to school one week and I'm outie. What TV show surprised you the most with how good it turned out to be? Ooh, that's nice. Little Finding Nemo reference for you, Bruce. Um, man, let me see here. What TV show surprised you the most with how good it turned out to be? I mean, there's been a lot. Sometimes it's just stuff that oddly gets recommended. I think From was one of those shows that like you guys recommended to me, and I was like, all right, babe, let's just put it on, and that was like addicting, dude. My lady and I, we binged that back to back to back to back. I still highly recommend it to you. I know it's on MGM Plus, but that was like a pretty addicting show. I wasn't expecting much from, and I'm still waiting for season 4, man. I want to see more of what goes on with it, but that was a really crazy show. Let me see what else. Breaking Bad. I guess yeah, but it wasn't that I wasn't expecting it to be good. I was one of the people who was watching Breaking Bad from the beginning. So like I was into Breaking Bad as it was getting good, and then everybody started watching it, and I was like, yeah, I was one of the OGs. But I guess I was surprised with how iconic it ended up being and how much of an impact it ended up having. I guess Better Call Saul, if I'm being honest. Better Call Saul to a degree, because I'm like, it's the spin-off show. Very rarely does a spin-off show be as good, if not better than the original. And although I don't think it's better than the original, I definitely think by that final season, it is as good as Breaking Bad. So yeah, some of the things. I still need to watch Palubris. I still need to see what that show's about. Do you think we'll see more than 3 FNAF movies? It'll definitely depend with how much money FNAF 3 makes, because we're already seeing a downward slope with FNAF 1 to FNAF 2, because the opening weekend just domestic was I think 80 million for FNAF 1. Domestic this time around is going to be 36, unless I'm wrong on that in terms of, let me see, what was the box office? Let me just, I'm talking out of my booty here, but let's see. Five Nights at Freddy's box office. That made 300 million worldwide, but opening weekend, what was it, man? What was it world opening weekend? Let's see, opening market performance. Let's see. It's not gonna tell me the original days. Come on now, man. Domestic when there's either way, it was a lot, and there's been a domestic opening, 80 million. Yeah, it was 80 million. Domestic opening for FNAF 2 is looking to be at the max 40 million. That's what some of the projections are saying. So half. The opening weekend got cut to half with Five Nights at Freddy's 2. We continue that trend. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 comes out, it's a 20 million opening. You know? So it'll all depend how much FNAF 3 makes, whether we get more, but I think a trilogy and the finishing of that trilogy is pretty much guaranteed. I think it'll be a situation where Blumhouse now realizes the potential, knows it's a big brand, and maybe they'll come back swinging and reboot it R-rated. Again, it'll also depend with how much Scott Cawthon lets the studio have control, because he still has, say on how much to do, and we'll see. Who do you think will die in Volume 2 of Stranger Things Season 5? In Volume 2, I'm thinking, okay, well, spoilers if you haven't seen Stranger Things Volume 1. Callie, I think's got to go. I don't know if she's making it to the finale. I think they're going to try to redeem her, make her friendly, make you care about her, almost like an Eddie situation. And then they're like, oh, you like her? Maybe. But maybe they need her for the final battle to defeat Vecna, right? I really don't think any of the 4 main cast members, whether the 4 original boys, will die. Maybe Steve could still be up there, especially because they're treating him like a dick now this season, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. I feel like they're just not going to kill anybody. Or maybe they kill the Derek kid, my son. No! Son, no! Let me see if I can do a little. They killed Derek! I forgot I had that effect. I need to put a different sound effect with that. Did you ever see that Spider-Man 4 has wrapped filming? Oh, but they better have wrapped filming. Movie is supposed to be released in 6 months. I'm still so shocked they have not announced a delay, a change in release. 6 months to finish all the VFX, begin your marketing, release a trailer, get it out there. That is a tight window. And every day that they're like, movie's still releasing on time, I am surprised. But hey, if it comes out, all right. Yeah, because doesn't it come out in July? Is that 7 months actually? 6, 7? 6, 7? What's July? I guess that is 7 months. All right. Oh, the 6 month meme. That's how brain rotted I am now that I forgot the 6 month meme. Thanks, guys. Yo, 3C, what's good, man? Watching your videos for a whole year, and I was wonder seeking, and same with Doomblazer. And I was Wonder Seeker. Oh, Wonder. Oh, that was your name. And same with Doomblazer. Oh, nice. Thank you. Doom is good. He be blazing. What is your thoughts on Justin Lin, who did 5 out of 10 Fast and Furious movies, directing the movie? Did that get announced? I don't even know. Fast X. Justin Lin. Did that get announced? I didn't even keep up. He's directing Helldivers movie. It says here, what is your thoughts on Justin Lin, who did 5 out of 10 Fast and Furious movies, directing the movie? Oh, I don't think it's going to happen. There was like a book that got released. Fast Furious, let's see, unofficial book, where it talked a lot about like the behind the scenes of what was supposed to happen in the Fast and Furious movies. And like kind of the dispute, because remember he like left the first Fast and Furious movie because of issues. And then in this book they detailed some of the things that they were going to do. Let me see if I can find it. Fast and Furious unofficial book. Am I gonna find it? Fast Furious. I don't think I did, but like there was crazy stuff. Oh, it says here. There's a new Fast and Furious book that takes you behind the scenes of your favorite film franchise. We talked to the author. I was able to spend so much time immersed in a franchise that I genuinely love, and one that I feel has been unfairly dismissed by so many critics. In that book, they just talked about some of the canceled plans for Fast X, and I think I might be misremembering this. I know like there was one guy who just like, I don't think I follow him right now, but eventually the climax of the movie was going to be Dom and Jacob, his brother, versus no, it was going to be Dom and Jason Momoa versus versus The Rock and some other, and Hobbs, and they were going to have like a 4-way fight. It was sounding crazy. I got to look that up, and I'll bring that up in the next stream. My bad. Justin Lin directing a Helldivers movie. Okay, well that would have saved me some time to just go down there. I think that's cool. I like Justin Lin. I didn't mind him. Remember, for the longest time we thought he might be the Spider-Man director, and we're like, okay, I can see how that's happening. Still prefer Destin Daniel Cretton, but yeah, that'll be cool for the Helldivers movie. I'm curious what that'll end up looking like. Have you seen The Killer Bean Forever? That movie is. I've heard of the Killer Bean game. I haven't heard of Killer Bean Forever. What is Killer Bean? Oh. Yeah, isn't that like the game? Is it an actual movie? I have not seen that. Hello, what's your thoughts on Angry Birds 3 movie and when you think it will be released? Well, don't they already have a release date for Angry Birds 3? I'm fine with it happening, although I only have ever seen the first Angry Birds and it was just fine to me. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't crazy about it either. The release date is December 23rd, 2026. So next year, Walker Schoolball in there. Pretty cool. I know, like, I think Mr. Beast is going to be a bird in there. And you have the Smosh people, who I think are carryover voice actors. Hey, I'll say right now, Angry Birds is the best piece of cinematic history. Now make me one of them green pigs. I'll do a voice. Hey, bird. Why you so angry? Did you goon to Toy Chica? A gentleman doesn't goon and tell. What's your favorite Kenan Thompson movie? Probably Good Burger. What else would there be? What other Kenan Thompson movies did he do? Kenan Thompson. I know it's not Fat Albert. I remember not liking that, but it's probably gonna have to be Good Burger. I don't know what other movies he did that would like blow my mind. He's been in some. It's gonna have to be Good Burger. Heavyweights. Heavyweights was good. I loved Heavyweights. That's a great movie. I sympathize with that one because it was about fat kids. It's like I was a fat kid. Hey Chris, have you seen or even heard of the animated movie Exorcism Chronicles: The Beginning? Give it a Google search and see if it interests you. Oh, all right, Poppy. Exorcism Chronicles: The Beginning. It was a 2024 movie or animation. I have not heard of it. Looks interesting. Interesting light style. It has some good red lights. Who is under bro's desk? Getting a lot of those comments lately. Looks cool. Since Markiplier is on this stream, you should check out a show. No, I've heard of it. Edge of Sleep. It's based on the podcast that he was in. Yeah, I heard of it. I haven't gotten around to watch it, but I did hear of it. Weren't you in high school like 40 years ago? What do you mean you did 6'7"? Yeah, that was the joke, buddy. That was back when it was my day. It was 21. That was our thing. Try to think. 24 from SpongeBob was another one, and I was in high school 13 years ago. So watch your tone with me, buddy. Can't wait for the trailer for The Boys. Yeah, that's going to be cool. I feel that's probably coming very soon. Zootopia 4-piece Squibby. All right. I saw FNAF 2 today and I enjoyed it. Despite the critics' reviews bombing it, it's the movie that was for the fans. Yeah, it definitely is. It's Popcorn Bucket Award season. It's time to dust off those popcorn buckets. Place your nominations. Buckets aren't ending anytime soon. Sorry, Chris. Oh, man. This year is going to be a crazy year for the popcorn bucket ranking because I thought there was a lot of popcorn buckets last year. Double it. Double it, man. So many. I'm going to try and put together like a little picture of all of them, and I'm going to have to get your guys' input because there is just so many buckets. I need to know which ones you liked. Thoughts on Quentin Tarantino calling Paul Dano weak sauce? I thought that was so weird for Quentin Tarantino to do. And if anything, I'll be honest with you, it's one of the reasons I like Quentin Tarantino as a filmmaker and I respect what he's done. He's done good, but I've never liked him as a person in his interviews and the way he talks. I know back in the day it was kind of cool because it's like, oh, Quentin Tarantino, he's so funny. He doesn't give a F about these interviewers and he tells it like it is. It just seemed like a rude man to me. And like, that rudeness is coming out more and more. I thought it was so uncalled for him to call out Paul Dano, Owen Wilson, and I think another actor. I was just like, why do that? You know, it's also a perfect example of like why Chris Stuckman, now that he's being a filmmaker, this is exactly what happens if he just kept doing negative reviews. Because if you were doing that, anything you say now in your status becomes a headline, and it's been all over the place. And it's been nice to see other people defend Paul Dano. Matt Reeves tweeted out, Paul Dano's a great actor and a wonderful person, along with so many other people. It was just weird. He called out Matthew Lillard. You're right. I'm like, what? No, like I get we meme that he was Shaggy and that he was, he's William Afton in Five Nights. Put those two projects aside. Look at other filmography that he's done, especially in the early 90s and late 90s and early 2000s. He is a great actor. Maybe he hasn't done as much great work now. He is a great actor. To just call Matthew Lillard out like that, I thought that was weird. I don't agree with Tarantino, but like, it's just his opinion, right? I mean, yeah, it is his opinion, but like, it was like, it's one thing to just say, Not a big fan of Paul Dano. Leave it there. Dude had like 3 sentences of why he just hated Paul Dano. And I'm like, that's where it felt uncalled for. Where it's like, okay, you don't like him. And then and also the question was unprovoked. He just started rant. I don't know. I get it. I get it. Some people are just like, well, I like it when people are mean. You're being a snowflake. All right, buddy. Well, then that's the world you live in. Welcome to Dairy Thoughts. I'm loving it. I'm loving it too. I'm enjoying it. And I'll definitely be breaking it down once it's over. Like a good boy. What is your theory on how, let's just say this. Okay. Last thing I'll say. What if Brie Larson came out and said she hated Paul Dano, huh? Oh. What if Rachel Zegler gave her opinion on the old Snow White movie? It's just her opinion. No reason to freak out and make 300 videos with glowing red eyeballs and why we hate her. It's just her opinion. Oh, but it's Quentin Tarantino. He gets to say the N-word in his movies and he's cool, all right? So let him be and let him have his opinion. I see the double standard and I don't like it. That's all I'm saying. All right. What is your theory on how Doomsday is going to start? Love your videos and streams, honey buns. Ooh. Oh. I don't have beef with Tarantino. I'm still gonna review his movies and probably end up liking them because, like I said, he does make good movies. But it's just like, oh man, why'd you have to do that? Why'd you have to do that? Okay. I do. As far as how it begins, I think I would like it to begin in the Fantastic Four universe. I think that's the best place to start, especially if Doom is from that universe. And then we cut to him in Latveria, trying to figure out, maybe what's happened in the 5 years. Because I forget that's what happens, right? It's like 5 or 4 years later at the end of Fantastic Four, and you're like, okay, so what's been going on in that time? I think maybe like a montage of from Doom's perspective, watching the Fantastic Four, maybe everything he was doing in the background. Maybe he had his own plan to defeat Galactus that he was about to put in place, and then the Fantastic Four did the job. But maybe bro was about to take care of the job. I think that would set up a good basis for it's like, you guys aren't the heroes. You were about to let all of us die. Now that the multiverse is in trouble, matters are into my own hand. I don't know. Something like that I think would be a cool opening. Can you please review the Chainsaw movie? I loved it and truly think it's the best movie of the year, and I would love to see you review it. Yeah, I will. I'll add it to the list, buddy. And by add it to the list, I mean I'm going to forget about it as soon as I go to the next super chat. Will Smith just came in and flashed me. Where am I? No, actually, I do want to. I think I'm only like a couple episodes left on the anime. I just got busy and distracted. I do need to finish that. Sonic Racing. Metal Sonic needs to happen like CD. Agreed. Do you think there will be a new Chucky show film? Well, they've been saying there's going to be a new movie, but no updates have been going on with it. We haven't gotten an update. I'm assuming Don Mancini is working on it behind the scenes and trying to figure out, is it a streaming movie? Is it a theatrical movie? Could maybe another streaming service wants to buy the other seasons so he can keep making the show? We don't know. All we know is that a show is in the works. Do you think Yoshi will have a voice for the Super Mario Galaxy movie? I kind of hope not. I think Yoshi's just fine with Yoshi. Blah, blah, blah. But if they do, I hope it's like he sounds like a guy who smoked 50 cigarettes a day. Hey, Mario, you get off my back. Blah, blah. That'd be the ideal voice. Do you think you're going to do episode reviews on Fallout? No, I'm probably not on Fallout Season 2. I'm going to watch that, though, because I like Season 1 so much. But episode reviews probably not, just because never played the game, so I'm not super knowledgeable. I wouldn't have much to say than, this episode was cool. I like that. Theorizing on what happens next? I have no idea, because I don't know much about this world. But the show is good. The show is good. Don Mancini said he has the story for the next Chucky movie all planned out at a convention panel around a month ago. Fiona Dourif knows the story. Ooh. It's still so mad how they've handled Fiona Dourif's character. She should have been the new Andy Barkley, carrying the franchise And then look what they did to her, man. Look what they did to her. Thoughts to say rest in peace, Kari Yoroki Tagawa. Oh, I don't know who that is. Maybe I gotta say a proper of that, but if you said they died. Oh, yes. You're right. I didn't know him by name. Mortal Kombat. He was in Johnny Tsunami? That's honestly the one that excited me the most. He was in Johnny Tsunami? I remember Johnny Tsunami. R.I.P., man. R.I.P. Recognizable face, though. Didn't know him by name. Hey, Chris, what's your thoughts on Brainiac shortlist? I love Matt Smith for it. I made fan art for him. Sammy J Reacts used it in his video. Let me know your thoughts. Oh, I love Sammy. Honestly, Matt Smith would be awesome. Would also wash our mouth from the Morbius days. Oh, and I can then use those green screen edits when doing updates on it. Matt Smith would be good. No offense to him, but he's one of those people that just has like an evil looking face. He's kind of built to be a Brainiac. I think that'd be good. I don't know who else was on the short list. Let me see here. Brainiac short list. All right, let's see here. Who's the brain? Okay, so we have Matt Smith. Dude, I do like Sam Rockwell. I think he's underrated. I wish they would have brought back his character in the MCU. That was kind of a fun. It's kind of like a loser Tony Stark. So just to be different, I'm gonna say Sam Rockwell, but Matt Smith would not be bad. Honestly, I'm fine with whoever they pick. I'm just glad that it's Brainiac. Would have wished it was Dexter, Michael C. Hall. Tonight's the night. I'm gonna use my brain. Yuck. Awesome. Okay. That's where we end things here. I want to thank you guys so much for being on the live stream, watching me talk some movie news. Y'all have been amazing people. Don't forget to look out for the spoiler Five Nights at Freddy's review. That should be coming pretty soon. I love you. And I always will. Thank you for being part of my life. Have a good night, 3C heads.